Today at the shop, we're actually getting ready to take out our Alpine X409-WRA-JL. We've had this in our Jeep for a little over a year now and really gotten to know it, and I figured I should make a video review before I don't have that opportunity anymore. We are going to be putting in the Stinger HEIGH10 just to kind of change it up a little bit and see what else is out there. Do you want to go over all the things that we've learned to love about this unit and then the things that kind of drive us nuts. So we'll get to the good, the bad, and the quirky. Straight up, I love the look, the fit and finish of this. It really looks like it belongs in this car. Unlike a lot of other aftermarket stereo systems, this looks like it could have come from this vehicle from the factory. So I really love how Alpine designed this product. It's a really clean fit and finish. Even the matte buttons right here, you know, they don't stick out. That's one of the things that I know is going to drive me nuts about the Stinger HEIGH10 is it's really got the gloss finish. With the knob, I think is going to be gloss right there too. Not as much matte, and it's not going to have this nice trim that accents and matches what's around our vents here. So fit and finish on the Alpine X409-WRA-JL is fantastic. Really did a great job. The actual interface, I'm not in love with it. It's what Alpine's had in like the X008, then the 009. It's just like an updated version. In fact, our ILX 207 had the same type of operating system. It does have the 9-band parametric EQ, which is something that we like. It's nice to have that type of audio control, but it's not quite enough bands for us. So we do have the Helix amplifiers with the DSP in our vehicle, along with the director control knob. But you know, 9-band parametric EQ for most people, that's going to be pretty good with your 4-volt front, rear, and subwoofer preamp output. It is analog only. You're not going to have an optical output like you do with the Stinger HEIGH10. So that's one of the reasons that we are going to be changing it up to that radio. Aside from that, you do also have your built-in crossovers, your time correction. So you really can use this not only to build a really nice clean system with, but also to get that nice big screen that maybe you weren't able to get in your Jeep when you purchased it. So if you've got that 5-inch or 7-inch, this nice big 9-inch screen is a really pretty upgrade. The other thing that I love about that upgrade is it does allow you to reuse your volume controls as well as your tune forward and backward button right here. So that's nice that they've been able to retain that, as well as your climate information that will show up on the screen. Speaking of some of the quirks, sometimes this display doesn't go back to whatever you were listening to. Like, look at that. Why did it go back to navigation? I wasn't on navigation, was I? I thought I was listening to iPod. Let's try that again. I'll put it on my music, adjust the climate, leave it alone. Now we'll see what happens. Oh, that time it went back. So, you know, that's one of those things that's a little quirky. Doesn't always work consistently. We've tried updating the Maestro. I might just need a new Maestro module, I'm not sure. Not a big deal. One thing along that same line, it is supposed to have this automatic start-stop memory. That works about half the time. You do have access to all of your original vehicle settings. Yeah, no, I can't get to my setup now. And I have the parking brake bypassed. I have a tier 1 in here. There it goes. Vehicle features, vehicle settings. So there you go. You still have access to all of that information that was through your factory radio. So you can change all your settings, your lights, your door locks, whatever it is that you might want to change up, you're not losing it. And that's because of the Maestro. And then along those same lines, we can retain all of our steering wheel controls, right? I can do my track up and down. I can do my volume up and down. I can do my Siri button, whoops, over here, and my answer and end call. All of that still works. The reverse camera, that is retained, but the picture quality is definitely not as good as the factory screen was. As you can hear, my park sensors are retained. All that still works. Speaking of cameras, this Alpine radio only has one camera input built in, which I think is a little crazy. If you want to add a front camera to this radio, you need this expansion module, which is only going to work with an Alpine camera. That just seems crazy to me when you consider that the Stinger HEIGH10 for half the price has 4 camera inputs. Just saying, Alpine, just saying. Now, I wish this radio had more than one USB port. It does have this really nice port that they include, so you can have your USB and your HDMI, but this secondary USB is just for charging. So only one of them is for your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. It does have an aux input. And then if you did want to mirror your device, you do need one of these adapters from Apple. And then you are going to be controlling everything from your actual phone, and that will show up on your HDMI input on the screen. So if you do want to use HDMI with Apple, that's what you're going to need, and it will pop up as an available source on that screen. A couple things that bother me: I can't change the amber color right here. So these are always going to be amber on the side and the buttons. But it matches, you know, it matches the cluster pretty well, right? Yeah. You can change the background colors though. You can change like the actual display. It does have a 3-year warranty, which is really nice. We can consider how much this unit costs. And for Jeep owners, that's really important to have. You know, these cars are sometimes caught in the rain. This screen is water resistant and dust resistant. So that is an added feature that we're not going to have with that HEIGH10. But for the most part, we don't really worry about that. We have a garage, and usually, you know, we check the weather or have the top with us, so we could flip it up real quick if we got stuck in a storm. The navigation, this is using the same type of navigation that you see in a lot of different units. Navi Extras, also known as iGo Primo, but it does have a few added features. So this is going to have an off-road mode, so you could actually go in and you can save routes that you've done, so you know how to get back there next time, you know how to get in and get out if you're just venturing into unknown territory. But you know, around here we don't really have a lot of places to go off-roading, but it does have a bunch of places built in, which is nice. You're not going to see that in the Stinger HEIGH10 with their navigation system. The navigation directions will also show up in the cluster, which is really nice. You'll get the turn-by-turn directions there. I'm not going to have that with the Stinger HEIGH10, but I will have an extra USB port. What else is on my list? We really haven't had any issues with glare in the sun. I mean, we have the top down as often as we can, basically May through September, and never have any issues seeing what's going on. One thing that drives me nuts about the actual FM AM and the Sirius XM, aside from Sirius XM's horrible sound quality, is the scrolling presets. I can't stand this. Kenwood does this too. Maybe it's just me and I have a hard time doing this because my fingers are usually cold, but while you're driving, I like to just have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like to have my presets on the bottom so they're not moving. So, you know, worst thing that happens is, you know, I maybe hit preset number 1 instead of preset number 2. With this, sometimes I might be trying to hit, you know, a preset and I end up scrolling it or nothing ends up happening. So I like having, you know, non-moving presets. But the album art or channel art. That's kind of nice. You do also get that with your HD radio on your FM and your AM. And this does have HD. Not every radio has that. So that is a nice added feature that you get the HD radio. There's that icon art. So overall, this unit has a really great fit and finish. It is pricey though, right? This is over $3,000 when you factor in installation costs, and that Sirius XM tuner, if you want that, is not included. But it does have a 3-year warranty, and it does sound good. Don't get me wrong, we do the pack preamp adapters all day long and tons of happy clients, but straight out of the box, this is going to be a cleaner sounding preamp than the pack adapter without going through anything in the EQ. So if you are looking for the best sound quality possible when doing an upgraded sound system, this is definitely a good head unit to consider if you want the best possible. But I'm undecided. We'll have to see how the Stinger HEIGH10 is. I'll have to make another video after a couple months of having it installed, and we'll let you know what we like better. I think I'm going to miss the Alpine, but we'll see.